Hello, everyone, and now for my next adventure. So, I have decided that I have drawn a line in the sand and I will not pay federal income tax. And in doing so, I have decided that I still need to pull my weight and try and help the community. And I usually do all I can to help the community as it is, but I've started to try and lead by example and just show the people that there's another way of doing things. Instead of depending on the government to do everything for us, we can actually put hands on and do it ourselves. And I think that we could invest the money that we're giving our government and letting them waste on frivolous things and just piss our money away. Instead of letting the government waste, let's tighten the belt and let's keep it in our community and raise our communities up stronger than ever. And it doesn't even have to be our community. It can be anywhere. And just put your hands on and go help the world and do what you can instead of depending on the government to do it. And I think that that would be much more efficient, and our dollar and our time would go much further. So what I'm trying to do is openly donate 1 day for every 5 days I work at full price. And I normally charge $50 an hour and $150 a truckload. And there's times where I have a fluctuating scale. My scale varies. Sometimes I do things for free if there's people in need, and sometimes I do it for half off. There's just a varying level on where I kind of just look at somebody's life and see where they're at in life. And if they have the ability, I generally charge for the ability. And if they're struggling to get by and just somebody on Social Security or just struggling to just hardly get by on anything, then I'll end up doing it for free. But I have a fluctuating scale. Anyways, point of all that is that when I get paid full price, for every time I get paid full price, I will donate one of my 5 days for every day that I work. So right now I'm sitting on about 3 days backlog time that I feel that I owe the community for full price paid for my work. And I don't work very much. I'm a minimalistic person, and I've been putting a lot of my time into these videos and this. I won't lie. This has pretty much consumed all of my time, and I have made very little money in the last 6 months. I haven't made much money at all. But I have made some money, and it's been enough to get me by. Like I said, I'm a minimalist, and I live off, I'll do a big job, and I'll live off that for quite a while. So what I'm needing to do is try and donate to my community. What I originally had as an idea is that every person I would work for that paid me full price, I would let them decide what they wanted me to do, and I would go out and do it. Well, that creates a problem because the organizations that they want me to reach out, I can't always get to agree to let me in, or to I've been reaching out and I haven't been able to try and get a chance to work yet. So I'm struggling with being able to put my hands on, because that's all I have to offer. I don't have money, I just have time. And so I donate my time, and I'm trying to reach out to them, and they just don't have nothing for me to do, which is a good thing, you know. And so we're fortunate in this community to not be needing as much. And I know there's other places I could go, but and do hands-on in my community, even if it's for an individual that's struggling. So what I've decided to do is, instead of letting the person I'm working for decide what kind of work I do, I am just going to do it on my own and pick something on my own will and just show that I'm doing it and show proof as I go along. And once again, I do this, I always try and help people because I'm an empathist, and I've always tried to help people, and I don't ever try and brag about it or toot my own horn or show it out into the world or anything like that. I'm not into that, and I don't think that's really the best way to go about it. But I am trying to lead by example and show the world that there is a different way, and in doing such, I kind of got to show that, hey, this is how you do it, and this is how we can do it, and to even, you know, keep honest and show that I'm keeping my end of the deal too, you know. Publicly showing how you can put hands on and help the world. And I'm 3 days behind, and I want to make this up somehow. And I've looked around, and out there in North Carolina, they are really struggling. They got hit really hard with a storm, and there are people struggling on massive levels. And my heart really goes out to them, and it's really sad to see what they're having to go through as far as losing everything and the lives lost and everything that's happening, this sticky situation that they're in. And I've heard a lot of reports of different things going on out there, and I don't know what's fact from fiction. So I figured I could also go out there and differentiate everything and put hands on and help these people in need. That's the most essential part of all this, is that there's people in need, and I want to go help them. And I want to do what I can to just do anything to help them out. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm trusting the universe. I'm going out there. I'm going to have like $800. I'm going to leave here with $800, enough for gas to get out there and a little bit of food, and just wing it and throw it out into the universe's hands. And I'm going to put in 3 days, no matter what, of hands-on work helping them. Where it goes from there, I don't know. I am also going to be looking for work out there, and logically speaking, there should be work out there. So I should be able to steamroll this and work some and then help some and work some and help some and just work it all out and let the universe take it. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trusting it all. I just got faith it'll all work out, I guess. So yeah, that's my next adventure and what I'm doing. So I ask everybody out there to please, if you have something, tangible object that you want to throw out there to help people, let me know and I'll take it. I got about 4,000 pounds of space in my truck. I got a truck that's going to have room in the bed, and I got a toy hauler that has an entire room in the back that I can fill up full of stuff. So I'm asking anybody out there that has any items they want to donate to please throw my way, and I'll take it out there. Money, I don't really like messing with money as much. I know it could probably help people, but I always am wary of money. If I did get money or something, I would keep it all public and show where it went and did whatever, but I'm not aspiring for that. I'm more of a hands-on type, and taking tangible objects in this world and even reusing them, things that other people maybe have extra of or might be throwing away, or anything that people could use right now that are in need out there. I don't know what all they're needing as far as essentials, but I plan on taking some water barrels out there, some big 150-gallon water barrels, and I plan on taking goods, food, non-perishables, and stuff like that along those lines, gas cans, things like that. Might even take a generator out there, an extra generator I can give away. And that's just out of my stuff that I got going on with me, where I'm trying to help. But even if nobody gives me anything, I'm not doing it to get stuff from people. I'm doing this to try and help out. So I think ultimately my hands and my tools and my efforts will achieve something, and that's what I'm ultimately going to try and contribute. But if I can take stuff along the way, it's going to be real cool to try and help those people out as well. So I'm just taking what I can from my life. I'm headed out there, and I'm going to document the whole process the whole time. Like I said, there's some really sketchy stuff going on. I've seen where FEMA has stopped people from helping those in need, which I obviously have a documentary that I'm running right now and showing my life as I go and trying to make daily videos and stuff like that. I'm a little behind, but I'm catching back up. I had some tough videos to make, and it bound me up for a second, but I'm back on track, and I'm trying to make daily videos and just document my life and everything I'm getting into. And so I'm going to document what's going on out there. This is a hard one to hit on, because people want to call you conspiracy theorists, but is it a conspiracy theory if it's a reality? That's my question. Weather modification is a real thing, and HAARP has been around for a while, and there's even a wedding service that can guarantee you won't have rain on your wedding day, and I think it's called Oliver. I'll try and post a picture or a link here and show the proof that you can pay $100,000 right now and guarantee that you don't have rain on your wedding day. And that's straight up weather modification, and the way we've been saying it's been happening for years, the same manner. I forgot to also include the time that China modified the weather for their Olympics, but here's a little bit of proof of that, and you feel free to research this more yourself, but you'll see that I am 100% correct. And then you can look up patents and see this never-ending list of patents. I think I got a couple lists of all the patents for weather modification there is, and you can just look them up and look at these patents that I'll try and provide a link to or a screenshot or whatever of. And then finally, you can just straight look up in the sky and see what's going on. There's a difference between a contrail and a chemtrail, and a contrail dissipates and a chemtrail does not. And there's just never-ending proof that this is happening right in front of us. And we can choose to deny it, or we can choose to accept that it might be a possibility, and from there think about the possibility for weather warfare and to use weather as a weapon. Or beyond even using weather as a weapon, you could think that they might also be using it as a tool to help clear land for projects that they have or mines they're wanting to create or anything they're really wanting to do. They could be possibly using weather as a tool to just basically clear off civilization and humanity off of section of land that they want to take over and use, which is really hard to think about, but at the same time it's not out of the realm of possibility. And the fact that there may be FEMA there deliberately causing people to not get help and deliberately causing problems, it really opens up the door that this might even be a bigger reality than what we think it is. And I'm not saying that for sure is what's happening and that's 100% what's going on. I have no idea, and that's the way I keep it with everything. I don't know what's going on in this world until I see it with my own two eyes, and that's part of me wanting to go out there, is to see it with my own two eyes and try and figure out what is really happening and what is really going on. And at the end of it all, I know these people need help, so if I can figure out what's going on and help people at the same time, I kill two birds with one stone, so it works out great. I also know that I will always stand up to a corrupt government, and I will always help people who need help. And if that is what's going on and I have to stand up to a corrupt government, I will help the people of this country no matter what, from any threat, whether it be foreign or domestic. And I think that we just always need to stay united. I have a minimalistic mindset and a local mindset to where we all work as a community locally to make our communities as strong as possible. But at the same time, I think we need to stay united as a country and as a whole, and just to stand up together to any threat that may arise. And that's where we stand united, as the United States. And just because we're the United States doesn't mean that we have to give government absolute power. That's not the way this has to work. We can stand united as a country in our hearts and in our souls and in our minds, but we can have the political power and the freedom to do what we want locally, right where we're standing. And the people in California can decide their ways of life, and we can decide our ways of life here in Missouri, and everybody just decide locally. And even here at the Lake of the Ozarks where I live, Versailles is a little more Democrat and Camdenton's a little more Republican. And they can each decide their own ways of life within their counties. And at the end of it all, we all pretty much feel the same right where we're standing. And it doesn't have to be so much division, and I think they push a lot of this division on us purposely to help give them power. It's a divide and conquer kind of thing. But besides all of that, I think that we should always stay united and always try and help each other out, and that's just what I'm trying to do, is go help out people that I see are in need no matter what. And whether it's need from obviously they need help from a storm that has just ravaged their countryside, but if they need help from a corrupt government that could be doing this on purpose and stopping them from having supplies, well, I promise you with every inch of my heart and every inch of my soul, I will stand up to that corrupt government, and I'll document the whole process, and you will see what is going on from the inside, because I ain't scared. And I hate to have to do it because it's hard on me. It really is. It's more stress than what you could ever understand, because I've done it before a lot, but it is what it is. And hopefully it's not that. Hopefully I can just go out there and it's a beautiful time of just trying to help people and everybody raising up together. And maybe I can even work with FEMA and we can all work together, and I can see what it's like, and I can be like, no, FEMA's a great organization, which I'm a little worried from some of the past history I've done. So like I said, I don't know what's going on. So instead of just assuming or speculating or any of that, I'm just going to go put hands on, document it, and you guys can all see the same process as I did. So follow along with me on this wild journey. I don't ever sugarcoat anything, and I don't hide anything. So I put it out open and honest as I can, and that's all I can do. And at the end of it all, I'm just trying to help people. There's just a lot that we don't know what's going on. And I think that our government is so far advanced beyond what we know that they could do almost anything. And I actually predicted stuff like this months ago. I predicted that right now there would be major natural disasters. I will make a video showing my emails I sent myself, and in which I kind of predicted all this. I was just kind of keeping up with the division they were promoting in this country, and there's kind of patterns, and you can see them if you look through everything, and you start to see patterns after a while. So it made me able to predict what was coming, and it's kind of wild, but that's separate. I go a little wild on it, but feel free to check that out in the next video. But what I do is I always stand up for myself and for the people, and I don't care about laws. At the end of it all, I care about if someone is harmed. So I will always represent myself and take things to court and trying to appeal to 12 of my peers. And that's the way I perceive life, is what would I say to 12 of my peers if I had to answer to them? And freedom is always my number one answer. And if I've done something wrong, then I feel that I've done something wrong. But until I've hurt someone, I don't think I have. And I think I could appeal to 12 of my peers. In which case, I will always stand up to government. And I'm not scared to. I will always stand up. And don't get it twisted. It's not violently or physically in any way, shape, or form. It is in the courtroom. And I, believe it or not, I excel in a courtroom, and I am not scared to represent myself in a courtroom. And call me crazy if you want, but that's what I rely on everything. And it's my fundamental faith that I can rely on myself to get myself through. So also coming up in the next couple videos, I will be publishing how I represent myself and the current court case I am representing myself in, which is an insurance case, and a solution for insurance. I'll do that in a separate video as well, but a solution to the problem I'm complaining about, because I don't like to just complain about things and then not offer solutions. So it's an opening start for us to start the conversation, and I feel that this idea would be much more efficient and beneficial to the community, and would be way cheaper, in which we wouldn't have to just keep paying a big corporation a lot of money to buy our freedoms back. And I think that we should be free to travel the road without having to do such, and still be covered. So I have an idea on how to make the best of all worlds. I will never stand up to a police officer and cause violence or anything like that. I will record, and I will hold them accountable, and I will question them. But I will never resist or fight or cause any kind of violence. But I will record it and document it and keep track of everything. And I will stand my ground, and I won't back down peacefully. I think violence is what the government wants, and the more violence that you push, the more problem and blowback it's going to create. So peaceful resolutions and peaceful methods must always be our answer. And at the end of it all, I have faith in the system and due process, and taking it to jurors and what our founding fathers gave us. And I think that's a system of checks and balances that we can use if we stand up and use our rights, and that's what I do. But all that aside, there are people that are hurt and need help, and if somebody is in need, I will stand up for them. And if the government is going after someone and hurting people, I will stand up for that as well. And I think that it's something that we need to accept as a possibility and just examine it from there. And that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to go examine hands-on with my own two hands and my own two eyes what's happening, and just go from there and help people out. And my ultimate goal is to put 3 days of work and effort in there, and what happens beyond that is what happens beyond that. Like I said, I'm gonna be making a documentary and just showing everybody what's happening as it goes. So if somebody wants to contribute or help out, let me know. Reach out to me. Number's 573-286-8316, and I appreciate everybody for keeping up. I do positive videos. I try and create a little positivity. I tell funny stories once a week. I release inventions to try and help the world, and I talk philosophy, and I just try and create ideas to help the world, and that's the ultimate goal of everything I'm doing here. I'll provide a link for my political resume and my free book that I give away, to where I just try and help the world, and it'll be in the description section for this video. And I appreciate everybody for keeping up. Thank you all very much. And yeah, let's do this. We can make the world a better place. We just got to put boots on the ground and do it with our own two hands. Thank you, guys.